Hang on 1 minute, guys. Forgive me and my dog. My dog's probably gonna be making a lot of noise. But I'll do my best. Hopefully he won't make too much noise. Don't worry, Robin. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna be reading the comments. Obviously after I'm gonna be reading the comments after I get done with the episode today. We got a few topics to talk about. Because a lot has happened over the past few days. And I'm just waiting with great and eager anticipation for the next 5 days. We're getting it next Friday, which is, like I said, it's just 5 days away. And I got the thing downloaded already, so, it's, though it's the download, the gigabytes are 2 gigabyte goals. I think one's like 70 and the one's like 30 or something like that. It's a pretty big game. Right? And I already knew that it was going to be a big game. Honestly, I thought it was going to be bigger, but, whatever. But anyways, as I said, we're going to be going over the comments after I get done here. Because the last episode was very drawn out. And I try to get it to like 35 or 40. Sometimes I don't want it to go overboard. All these out and to give you my opinion on these topics, and then we'll look at the comments and we'll go forth from there. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Now, like I said, a lot of things have transpired over the past week, really, just the past few days. And the thing about this game is it obviously has gone gold, meaning there are people who are reviewing the video game. Now, I knew this was going to happen, okay? I knew this was going to happen, okay? It seems so stupid of people to think that it wasn't going to be like this. This is Naughty Dog's most anticipated game, and they themselves say this is one of probably their best game they've ever created. The Last of Us Part 2 got a solid 44 perfect score, meaning every person who reviewed the game, either it was 9.5 or it was 10. It wasn't out of 8 from the people that reviewed it. IGN got 10 out of 10. A bunch of other reviewing media sites did the same thing. The lowest one it got was 9.5. Okay, that's it. That in itself should tell you that this game is not going to be a crappy sequel. At least for me, anyways. Because here's the thing. And I know this is something that I've stated before. There is no way, absolutely no way that everyone's going to have the exact same opinion and everyone's going to love this game. Matter of fact, in PSX 2017, Neil Druckmann clearly told us there are going to be people who are not going to like the game. Troy Baker has said it. It's just something that happens. Because you can't satisfy everyone. Everyone has different opinions and different favorites. And, everyone's opinions collide. So it's not a matter of, making a game that everyone likes, but make a game that you like. Because in order for them to really give a good game, they themselves have to care about it first. I'm writing a novel. 3-part novel, and it's a really good 3-part series, and I myself am I'm more passionate for it than anyone right now. I will always be more passionate for it. That's the reason that people tell me, hey, it's really, really good, is because I myself am passionate about it. If these people were not passionate about it and they didn't want to make a game that they wanted to make, then it's probably not going to be good because their heart and their soul is not into it. You could tell Naughty Dog loves the game because no one would take that amount of time to make a video game. You know, I'm pretty sure, like, probably around, I don't know, probably 2017, 18, or it's not 2017, but 18 at least, they could have released it then. But they wanted to work on the game. They wanted to make sure that this game would do its justice for the fans. And so, it getting a solid 44 perfect score, it's not actually a big deal. It's not something that, oh, wow, that, whew, you know, that surprised me. No, I knew that it was going to get a very high score. I even, theoretically speaking, I even guessed that it was going to be all 10 for all the media reviews. That's what I thought. I was close, you know. One had like 9.5. But once again, that's, you got to understand here, it's 44 people who reviewed this game and at like literally 43, let's say, yeah, 33 out of 44. So this game was 10. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't know what else to say to people who still are not going to enjoy this game, because like I said, I don't believe that everyone's going to like it. That's just the reality. Not everyone's going to like something. I myself, I love the game, and I haven't even played it yet. So yeah, I think it's kind of weird. I think it's very, very weird that some people thought less. They thought they were going to probably get like an 8 and, you know, a couple of 9. It's that good of a game. It's that good of a game. Now, once again, I'm not a person that goes by reviews. And the reason I don't go by reviews is because a review is something more than an opioid. It's an opinion. It's not truth. It's not a fact. It's kind of what they feel and their kind of feel for the game. That's what they think. You never want to go anywhere else than that, because reviewing, once again, it's opinion. They're going to judge it by what they like and what they believe in. You know, so yeah, I think that I once again, I think it's just based on opinion. So don't always take their word for it when it comes down to reviews, because once again, opinion. So when you guys, if you are going to play this game, because I'm definitely going to play this game. I have not waited this long just to say, you know what, I'm not going to play it, because I am going to play it. And I am prepping myself for the game. Because like I said, the game is coming out in 5 days. Tomorrow will be 4. Then there'll be 3. Then there'll be 2. Then there'll be 1. Then it will come here. And this is exactly the biggest thing about this game. Is that it feels like every time we get closer to the release date, the slower it gets to be. The longer it takes to get there, you know, it's just longer. It's like waiting. It's like on Christmas Eve, you try to go to bed and like around 12, he says, I'm going to wake up like 6 hours later, but you know what happens? You get back up, it's only 12:01. You know, it's just slow. It's really, really slow because, you know, it's, once again, it's anticipation. We're waiting for something to happen. So yeah, that's the one thing. That's the first thing that I wanted to go over. Simply just a complete prediction that I had that this was going to be given a very high rating from pretty much everyone. Once again, not everyone has the same. And that's just for some people. We're talking about millions upon billions of people who are going to be playing this game. Not everyone's going to like it. Because people have certain... some people don't like a very deep story narrative game. Some people don't like that. Some people don't like violence. Or the type of violence is in The Last of Us Part 2. And I'm gonna talk about something that I saw someone post on an article today, that I understood where they were coming from. Once again, we'll get into that in a few minutes. But I just wanted to give you my thoughts on this. My prediction, it was correct. I said that all of them would be 10, but still having a 9.5 in just one of them, it's pretty good. Having all these sources give it such a great rating. So yeah, I've also seen some other reviews, not those that have spoilers and stuff like that in it, but I've seen it enough. I only read a little bit of the article because once again I don't know if there's spoilers in there. So what I'll just do is I'll read it and try to look for what it's leading to, or if they've already said it already, what they feel about the game. And some people say it's good. That some people say, I saw one guy. He said that he was aware of the spoilers, and then he played the game. He realized that it doesn't matter if you had the game spoiled to you. In order for you to grasp the entire game, you're gonna have to play the entire game. So really, even if you have the spoilers revealed to you, there's no way that you're gonna know the entire game. Because as I said on the last episode, it's not about twists and turns. That's not what it's about. It's about this growing emotional tension. It's growing, and the only way you can feel and experience that great and growing and always evolving tension is literally to experience the game for yourself. So, yeah, getting a 44 perfect score is not really a big deal. It's not something new. It's not something that I thought it was going to go over. It's not a surprise. At least to me, it's not a surprise because I knew this game was really going to jump off the chartboard. Okay, it's really going to do some things, and many people have said this is the greatest game of all time. It is the highest rated PS4 exclusive ever. Okay, so that statement obviously sounds very biased, but once again, it's just how people view the game, and it's just the collective data that we have, and that collective data tells us this game is probably one of the greatest games to ever be made. And once again, we don't know that. It's all come down to really personal opinion. Once again, these are video games, and no need to really get angry at them for someone having a different view, because like I said, I have friends that don't necessarily like narrative games. They don't like them. They don't like games that have what may seem to them political agenda. Some people don't like even religion in it. They don't want the stuff in there. And once again, I respect that. And I completely respect that, and I understand. So yeah, we understand this from that point, that this is going to be something. This is obviously something. There's nothing really surprising to me. But anyways, I digress. The next topic we got to tackle here is the trophy list. Now, because I research things, for good, decent, a collective of like 5 hours a week. I'm gonna do a bit of research then, and the trophy list has been revealed, which is very awesome. But the thing about the trophy list is there are some there that are hidden. Trophies may give us a hint or might give us a clue on what happens in the game. So we don't want to do that, because it gives you the title, then it tells you how to achieve it or how you got it. Like you build like some type of melee weapon, and it's called a apprentice, something like that. And and honestly, the trivia list has never been something big for me. I've never really been deep into the trivia list. If you look at me and if you're a friend of mine on PlayStation 4 and you look at my Last of Us Remastered, all my trophies achievement, you'll see that I have like 80% or maybe 70. I haven't gotten all of them, simply because once again I'm not a trophy hunter. There are times where I wanted to achieve it and I just simply never end up doing it. And some people are. That's one of the other reasons that people are disappointed with this game, is that there isn't a trophy. There aren't trophies for the difficulties. There aren't trophies for the difficulties. How in The Last of Us Part 1 you've had a bunch of difficulties. Easy, normal, hard, survivor, and then grounded. And then after that, you had these plus for each one of them. So you had to play them all over again and again and again. And that was how you really got platinum, was by going through all of those, going through grounded and then doing grounded plus, with all of your equipment, with all of your skills leveled up. You go right into the game and you play it once again. And what many people feel kind of disappointed, they're disappointed in that. And the reason I can understand that because it put up a challenge. There's a sense of achievement when you do this. You know, there's a sense of achievement when you do something that requires a lot of time and effort. You know, it requires a lot. You know, so I understand. I understand all this. I understand why people don't, why people are disappointed in this. But for me, it's never been a big problem with me. I'm not disappointed. Once again, I love the story. And it does not mean that I wish there was more trophies, because I think there's like 2 more trophies in part 2 than there is in part 1. So it's kind of interesting to note that the trophy list is very, it's straightforward and it's not complicated. It's not where you have to grind and grind and grind and grind to get all the trophies. You don't have to. And once again, I'm not a trophy hunter. I've really never been one. I'll play the game over and over again, and if I just, accidentally, get a trophy, I'll be like, woohoo, what did I get it for? So it's like, if I ever really go trophy hunting, it's accidentally, not on purpose. So, yeah, I that's pretty much all I got for the trophy list. But I understand people's frustration, I understand their disappointment. Some people have said it's lazy, they thought it was lazy, which is, I understand. Not to say that you can't play the plus on each game mode, you can. It's just the idea and the concept and just the emotional benefit of having a little bit of achievement that you've done this, and they give it to you. And so it's just that people want to have this sense of achievement, especially in a game. They'll grind and grind and grind and grind. And trust me, many people like myself are replaying this game over and over and over and over again. So I just wanted to kind of give you my thoughts just about the trophy list, because I know the trophy list can be kind of, the trophy list can be, for some people they don't care, but some people they really do care. And I understand their pain, I understand their frustration, and even they're annoyed. I know some of them are annoyed. So yeah. Now, the next thing I want to go over is something that I read on an article one time, and if you see the title, it says "The Murder-Like World of The Last of Us Part 2." And the reason that I titled that is because I read a article a few minutes ago before I got up here, and I added it actually because I was not planning on doing this. But the person who wrote it seemed very a person who really was kind of conflicted with the idea that you're going on a killing rampage. And the characters never really grow. Like, man, geez, I'm killing a human being, I'm killing a human being. I'm killing people, I'm murdering people, and, I'm killing people, and there's, like, no growth of, like, oh, this is wrong, or, value of human life. They're just, it's just blood and murder. And my answer to that is, I understand that. I understand, because that is the thing about video games. This isn't a book. Books, the entertainment, like TV, video games, and books, they are all put together in a different way. Video games are with a lot of violence, so is movies and TV shows. But books on the other hand, they are you get into the book when you read it, and you can actually see things in there. Because it's not about seeing, it's about visualizing the words and getting a good picture in your head. That's what makes it good. That's what makes reading amazing. Because I believe the books are way better than the movies. I've read books and I've watched movies, but some of them are just whack. Movies are just whack. They don't even compare to the books. All right, so we have to understand that first is that this is a video game, and video games are going to have violence. Even though it's a story narrative game, there isn't going to be much growth. But they are pushing a certain message. No one creates anything like a video game, a book, a movie, TV show, cartoon, whatever it may be. There's always a message they're trying to send. Trying to push basically saying that this right here has no message is like saying there is no purpose at all making this game at all. And that you just enjoy the chaos and the murder, and there are video games like that, trust me. But there are certain things in there that you're sending. Murder, and like drugs, sex, whatever it may be pushing. It could be pushing a certain other thing, like vengeance or justice, as The Last of Us Part 2 could be doing. There's always a message in the game. There's always a message in a video game, in a movie, in a TV show, or in a book. There's always a message. And it's no secret that Naughty Dog puts their own personal beliefs in their game. That's no secret. Okay? That's no secret. There's a lot of what people will call political agendas. Call them beliefs. You don't need to call them agendas, because it's not like, oh man, I want to shove this down people's throats. You know, like a politician. Or convince them of my cause. I just want to... Because, once again, when you make a video game, and when you make anything like this, you have to love it first. You have to have a passion for it. If you do not, then it's not going to be a good game. It's not going to be a good book, and it's not going to be a good movie. Your heart and soul has to be into it. And if that is the case, it is very unlikely that the people who are making it and are really passionate about it are not going to put their own views in it, their own opinions, their own beliefs. It's very, very, very rare. I would even say impossible to do that. There's no way that you can create something that you deeply love and put your own views and practically yourself into the book or into the project you're going to use to, you know, show your creativity. So really you have to understand here, one, it's a video game. It's a video game. It's not something that is, you know, it's not something that is really about growing in character. It's the growing intention of the story. That's what really video games are really about. Sometimes it isn't about growth. Most of the time, video games are just filled with violence and gore and chaos. It's very, very, very rare where we have a point in the character where they change. And if they do change, it's for the worse. How many video games have you played that started off bad and then got good? Because most people see that as boring. Usually when someone changes, they get worse. You know? Because in The Last of Us, you're living in a world where the world's ended. There's really no good and evil. It's just survival. And those that are surviving and those that are dead. You are living in a murder-like world of The Last of Us Part 2. That's what it is. Not to mention, it's a video game. Now, once again, I know many people are like, well, you know, it's pretty violent, man. You know, it's just like no pity. It doesn't care about human life. It's just kill, 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 and kill. And I've had many people tell me, or not necessarily tell me, but I've seen it. One guy on a comment section, one of the reasons he can't play The Last of Us Part 2 is because of how violent it is. And how Naughty Dog is really making it more real. You know, like let's say that you kill someone in The Last of Us Part 2 and their friends right there, they call out their name. You shoot their dog, they go crazy. You know, their heart's broken, and people see that and like, well, that's pretty messed up. You know? What Naughty Dog is trying to do is they're trying to make a a contact emotional experience that Ellie has to feel every time she does that action. It's not easy taking a human life. It never should be. It's not even natural to take someone else's life. Okay? Death is not something that should be experienced. It's not something that every human being, It's not the type of death that you experience it in such a gruesome and brutal way, to get shot in the head or have your head chopped off or something like that. It's not natural to see something like that, you know. And so I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, you gotta understand the world and what it is. It's a video game and the world they're in. So those are the two things you gotta look out for. It's just the world. You know, right now we're living in a time right now that's pretty chaotic. Not as chaotic as this game, but still, it's chaotic. And there are people out there that don't give a crap about human life. You know? Even with this out here, people are still out here killing each other. There are so many crimes that are committed across the world. There's just no way that's something new to us. Brutal, death, plague, violence, evil, that's not something that is new. Okay, it's not anything new. And why is it such a real thing now? Because they're putting it in a video game. And video games get more realistic over time. And as this is getting more realistic over time, video games are going to be sending a greater wavelength of experience for the player. When you kill someone in this game, you're going to feel the exact emotional pain that Ellie might feel when she would be doing this. You know? You kill someone's dog, and you're going to hear the cries of that person, and that he or she's broken heart over the death and murder of her own dog. Her or his own dog. You're going to have to experience that, because that is reality. They want you to know what it's like to be in the shoes of Ellie. What's it like? What's it like to take someone else's life? You know? And the broken heart of it. It's just contacting you and putting you in the shoes of a player. Putting you in the shoes of the main character. Okay? Putting yourself in the shoes of the main character. That's what this is about. That's why it's so violent. That's why it may seem kind of inappropriate. It's not something that is good to watch someone have their head, a hammer, jammed in someone's forehead. You know, it's not something, you're supposed to see. But in The Last of Us Part 2, that is a normal thing. And if you love this game, and you are interested in how it is in this world, because I'm very interested in how it would feel to be in this world and have this as a normal thing, having someone get shot in the head and their head chopped off, and the people being hanged and then being pretty much gutted like a fish. What is that like? What does that feel like? What are the senses? What are the thoughts? What is the emotional state? What is it? As a writer, I'm extremely interested in this. Not because I love violence, because I really just want to know more. So it's not necessarily this. There is no growth of the character. It's just that's not the main point of the game. Now, could the character develop? Could Ellie, grow over time? Yes, her hatred could grow over time. In a world like this, it's very, very, really, it's really rare that people are going to get better. It's very rare. But we see Ellie in some of those trailers that we had. She's really happy until something happens. And then she goes on full on. I was going to say Batman, but I was trying to look for someone else. Goes full on Punisher on everybody. She punishes everybody. She just kills everybody. Okay? Something triggered her anger, obviously. But once again, it's very hard to be happy, to have peace and joy, and have any humanity in this world, because there really isn't any surrounding them. The world has already died. The only thing they have any type of close connection to how the world used to be 25 years ago is the community or the settlement that Tommy has. That's it. That's their entire humanity. That's everything. That's all they got. And when that's destroyed, there's nothing left for them. So yeah. I just tell you right now, man. I'm telling you guys right now. I'm telling you guys now, man, that yes, the game will be brutal. It's going to be very brutal, because that's how it is. And they're trying to give you that type of experience. It's their goal. They're not trying to really make a... Because once again, it doesn't... I'm trying to put this in words. if you in this game, the way that you're gonna live is gonna be living the way that this game is gonna let you live. I know that sounds very confusing, but I want you to think about this for a minute. This game is violent. The world is dark and it's brutal. Survival of the fittest. That is the motto of the hunters. Survival of the fittest. The strong survive, the weak don't. Okay? Now everyone out there in this world has the same exact mentality. If I don't know you, I don't know you. Because this is, once again, it's a world that there's no trust. It's just survive, survive, and survive. And as Boozer said in Days Gone, surviving isn't living. Okay? Surviving isn't living. It's not. So, that's all my thoughts on this particular subject. I know that it was a pretty long topic, but still, it's a useful topic to talk about. There was also another one, which is something that I didn't read because it looked like a spoiler, so I didn't look at it and I didn't read it. So I'm not going to go over that because once again I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. I don't want to spoil anything for me. And with all this stuff being said, we only got 5 days. Okay. Once again, I didn't want to overshoot the time that we have today. But yeah, this is coming out in 5 days, guys. We're gonna be playing this game. I do believe, once again, yeah, I do believe it's gonna be pretty brutal. And that's kind of how this game's gonna be. It's gonna be brutal. And it just seems like it's just yeah. So so now we're gonna be going over some of the comments, and I believe it's just one person, and I got a lot of comments here to read a little bit. Well, not that many. So let me read some of these. Let me see if I can see controversial opinions on the PS5. Okay. I have not watched the PS5 event because I'm not really interested in the PS5. The Last of Us Part 2 has been my complete focus and desire for the past 5 years. Okay. I would probably be into it if there was a chance that it might be remastered, But I'm not really big on it. I haven't really seen what's so controversial about it because I haven't really been paying much attention to it. But if it actually is something that you guys want to hear my thoughts on about the PS5, and next episode I'll go deeper into it because I have to study and I have to research what the controversial topics may be, man. So I have no idea what the controversial stuff may be, but I will definitely look into it and I'll give you my opinion. Maybe I can do it in one video. Maybe I can do it in one episode of a live stream. Just talk about it that way. What else could we do? Yeah, right. The dog. Yeah, my dog. Yeah, my dog's a. Yeah, definitely. I understand that. What the? Whoa! Oh, I don't know, man. Wow, okay. No, not yet, man. I'm still working on my novel, man. I'm still working on it, man. My novel is... I barely am even done with it, man. The first book is really long, so... I write pretty much like 6 pages every day, and I also have to, research for this, and not to mention my own religious life, so it's pretty... I have to juggle these very, very much. Yeah, man. The reviews for the game are extremely ridiculous, yes. For me, I'm not saying that in a very bad way. Maybe you are saying that in a bad way. But for me, once again, it was something that I saw coming. Once again, and just don't take this by the word, man. You can get a kind of a little bit of a peek to really understand, where, this game's gonna be good. Because every media reviewer has said that this game is like 9 to 10 and like 44 different ones, so it's not one biased one. It's not just all these people all the same opinion. These people have different opinions and they have different personalities and have different interest in gaming. So having it this way is definitely a big good thing. But once again, don't take it at someone else's word. Play it for yourself. And if it is not that good and it disappointed you, just go ahead and hate Naughty Dog for the rest of your life and the rest of their natural existence, and just just go on strike and do stuff like that. I won't be there, but do what you feel is right, man. Oh my goodness. My dogs, they bark at everything. I'm kidding, they bark at everything. I feel more pigmented. Yeah, like I said, I mean it's kind of sad on how it's really sad on how fast the game. It's kind of sad, just how the game got leaked. It was really really sad. Obviously, the producers were very heartbroken over it. Obviously, so yeah. Like I said, man, when it comes down to the best, there's really no such thing as the best. Once again, you can have the best in the sense of data, but once again, best is really an opinion. It's not like God is talking, It's not. These are human beings who have different personalities, different opinions, different beliefs. There's really not much truth in it, So none of these things are true. It's in the eyes of a person. So when you hear people say, "Well, this is the best," it was because they're speaking from their own view. And it's not respectful really to go off and say, "You know what, you're wrong," because you'll be doing the same thing they're doing. And there's no need to butt heads unless you're just joking around. I've done it with my brother a lot. We do that. I do it with my brother. He has an Xbox, and I always me and him always hit butt heads when we talk about, trying to say this one's better than the other. This one's better. Well, like I said, the hidden trophies were, they were just basic stuff. They weren't really anything. They weren't really, like anything dedicated to the story. It was just, things that you would upgrade upgrade Ellie or something like that. Upgrade her fully. Or it was just that. It was that type of stuff. It wasn't necessarily stuff that was like, Yeah, I could definitely. Yeah. I'm reading a book right now from Stephen King, and it's called The Institute. I've been reading that book for a while. The thing about Stephen King is he builds momentum up at the end of his books, and then he kills it, and I can't read it. I have to go back to it in like a couple of days because it's just even some books. My mom even told me one time some books that do that, she doesn't read them ever again. So as I'm reading it, there are political spots in there. He does bring up political points, and it shows him that. Not many people like that because reading and entertainment, they want to get away from that stuff. And I understand that. I completely understand that. Though, I also, once again, I told you before that if someone's passionate about the game and they're truly passionate about it, they're going to put their own beliefs in there because it's who they are. And obviously, Stephen King, he has political views that I am against completely. There are things that he has said that I am against completely. But that does not mean that I don't respect him for having that opinion. I care about every single person, even though I may oppose what they believe in. Even though I may be against something they believe in. That does not mean that I hate anybody. I don't hate anyone, and It's sad that I have to state that because there are people out there that believe that disagreement, or even if you oppose something, that automatically assumes if you oppose this, you oppose me. You know, not necessarily. No. So yeah, I agree with that statement. I agree that we shouldn't be so sensitive to that. Obviously, I'm not. Once again, I tell people all the time, I'm not telling you to compromise. I'm not telling you to say, you know what, I'm not going to conform to that idea and that ideology or political concept. I'm not going to do that. I didn't ask you to do that. I'm telling you to respect that person as a image bearer of God and to not be so stubborn and medieval. Okay, you know. Yeah, like once again, that's kind of really what it's all coming down to. Well, I'm just reading some of the comments here because he has left a lot of comments for me to read, and he just keeps on adding them, you know. Yeah, like I said, the Last of Us Part Two being violent, it's kind of what the entire game's really about. When you get into the action, it's very violent. That's what video games are. They're violent. Look at that, 18 comments I gotta read. Goodness. Oh, we got someone else. Okay. Oh, hey. Hey, how are you doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm really, really good. I'm just trying to read these dang comments. So we should be. Yep, you've already read that. So yeah, I do agree with that statement. I do agree with that. That the game is violent and it kind of takes you to that side. Once again, I think it's just to help you get in the shoes of what you're doing. It's not. They're not going to make. You're not going to like, hey, kill all these people and all this stuff and be easy. No, they want you to feel what she's feeling. You know, I'm pretty sure there has to be something going on in Ellie's mind and her psyche and her psyche, her spirit, her soul. There's something that troubles her when she does that. It's not supposed to be something that's easily done. So they want to communicate that type of emotional trauma. Oh, this must be talking about PlayStation 5. That's crazy, dude. Really? That's crazy. I'm not getting the game still. I'm still not getting the system. I'm still not getting the system if that's the case. I'm not getting it. No need for me to get it. I already got the game. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That game is completely a gigantic, stupid meme. Yeah, Uncharted 2 is a really good one. I really enjoyed Uncharted. I enjoyed the entire Uncharted series. I enjoyed every one of them. They did a really, really good job with those games. Yeah, like I said, you got your own opinion, man. You can have it. It's not, once again, does not mean anything. It just means that you have your own opinion. And like I said, I respect that. That's why I'm so. I try to be as respectful as I can without compromising my stance religiously. Because there's a certain line I can't cross. You know. And so I have to be very, very careful. I gotta be careful what I'm saying. So you know. I'm still gonna care about you, not just because of some opinion or a different belief, even if it's contrary to mine, or even opposes me. So I'm not going to stop caring about them. I'm not going to stop caring about anyone who watches this and has different views. It's just not what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to do all these things for you. I'll tell you the gospel. I'll keep doing it. And I'm just going to do it because I care about you, not because I hate you. So yeah. I think that's pretty much all of them. Yeah, yep, that's pretty much all of them. Yeah, it doesn't. Also, my phone's about to die as well, so it's 6%. I gotta charge it. So, oh, there it goes, 5%. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the TLOU Brandon podcast. It's been a really, really crazy one, and I believe the next time I might be here, we might be playing The Last of Us Part 2. You know? Just saying that is awesome, because I have it. I have the countdown on my main screen on my PlayStation 4, you know? It's crazy, yo. It's just crazy. You know, it's... I can't believe it's going to happen that way, you know? You just never know, man. You never know. I'm gonna try to get the episode or the video. It matters on which I'm gonna choose to do. Either I'm gonna do a live stream or I'm gonna record it on the PlayStation 5. I'm gonna give you my own thoughts. I'm gonna do a review about it. I'll try to get it out before The Last of Us Part 2. Okay, I'll try to do that before it, so we can just enjoy The Last of Us Part 2, and we don't need to put anything else afterwards. Also, if you have not, I have Twitter. I do post some things up there regarding The Last of Us Part 2. I also post stuff that might come to my mind when talking about thing or problems inside of the gaming community, more specifically the Last of Us community. I also play another game than this. I don't just play The Last of Us, I play For Honor. And I'll post some For Honor clips up there every couple of times. I try to do it every day, you know, but you know, sometimes you just got bad days, you know. So but if you do want to play with me on For Honor, don't text me on this one. Don't text me to AbbaFather777. Don't text me there, because once again my messages are screwing up for some reason. And not only that, but all of my data and all of my progress on For Honor is on my other account. So if you haven't, go check out Steadfast2000, Steadfast_2000. That's it. You know, and that's just a pic. It's like a profile from Breakpoint, one of the like the wolf. A wolf from Tom Clancy Breakpoint. Anyways, yeah, just go check me out on that. Go check me on Twitter. You know, you can do all that stuff. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode. You got any comments, thoughts? And I'm pretty sure that someone just did you know, put another comment up here. Yeah, that's why I don't spend much time on Twitter, man. It's just it's a breeding ground of hate and just, you know, it's worse than Facebook. It's just it's bad, dude. That's why I'm not up there. Yeah, I understand. Oh well. Feeling down, I'm always happy. I'm kidding. I'm not depressed all the time. I just deal with anxiety. That's kind of the big deal I have. I have anxiety a lot. Very bad anxiety attacks, OCD. I have that type of stuff. I don't really have depression or anything. Obviously, those things can cause depression, but I don't have like depression in the sense of like chemical, you know, imbalances or something like that. I think I did. I don't turn off my comments unless there's a reason for me to. So yeah. Just make sure that you don't. Just make sure that you tell me that you're, you know, indicate that you're playing around. Somehow, just show me an indicator that you're playing around. Because sometimes I'm a serious person, man. I'm not somebody who's like always joking. Sometimes I'll get up and I'm just serious all day. I'm like, man, I don't want to laugh. I'm Batman, okay? There are days where I'm like Joker, and there's days where I'm like Batman, okay? Yo, it's just, I'm either, you know, really, really happy, or I'm just really, really angry, like just serious, you know. So, yeah, I have them, you know, when I get in front of people, because I'm going back to church now. I'm about to be going back tomorrow, and it's hard because I'm now adjusting back to going back in public. And not only that, but this coronavirus really, even the quarantine hasn't really been excused. You know, it's still going out there. So yeah, man, definitely, they're worst. Oh man, they're the worst. I take medicine because of it, and it helps my OCD as well. So, anyways, guys, my phone's about to die. It's like on 3%. So we're gonna have to cut it off here. I'm going to be once again. I have to go get my phone, and I'm gonna have to edit it on my other phone. Once again, just go check me out on Twitter, guys. Just go check me on Twitter. I'm I try to, once again, I try to be there as every single day, and I try to post something, either be For Honor clips or something like that. Just go see me there if you want to. If you want to, you don't have to. But if you want to really see when I am, if you really want to see certain things, like the reason I might not be posting, or something they might need to know before, during, or after a live stream or an episode, or when I change my mind, just something like that. It just gives you a little bit of a sneak peek. It kind of gives you kind of a, what's the word? It just gives you an inside look, really. It gives you a deeper look into my my schedule for it. So if you want to, just go ahead and like I said, I just really would encourage you, and I pray that you would just consider follow me. That's it, guys. That's all I really have today. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, consider subscribing. If you have any questions, put in the comments section below, and I will read them as soon as I can. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys next time, either in the PS5 review response or in The Last of Us Part 2. Alright, guys. See you guys later.